Nexus 5 was one of the most popular Nexus device, and Nexus 5X is following the footsteps of the Nexus 5. But still, is it worth buying Nexus 5X or not? Let's find out in this full review of Nexus 5X. So, let's begin. Nexus 5 was one of the most popular Nexus device, and Nexus 5X is the successor to the Nexus 5. And not much has changed in terms of design and build quality. It still retains the plastic build, but in no ways it feels cheap. It feels really good to hold in hand, and it is also pretty lightweight. Now on the front you also get a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection that adds on to the build quality. One thing LG could have changed is the soft touch back. As you can see, a lot of smudge on the back side and you have to clean it from time to time. Now taking a closer look at the Nexus 5X, on the right side you will find a power button and below which is the volume control key. Both the buttons are made out of plastic, and if you are looking for a satisfying click, you won't be getting that because the buttons feel really mushy and they are not all that tactile. So you won't get that satisfying click with these buttons. Now moving on to the left side, you have the SIM tray where you can insert a nano SIM card and it will accept only single SIM card. On the bottom, you will find a 3.5mm audio jack and a primary microphone and a USB Type-C port. It also supports fast charging. Now moving on to the top side of the device, you will see a secondary noise cancellation mic on the top. Now taking a look at the front side of the device, on the top you will see a 5MP front facing camera, earpiece, and this is not a speaker, and some sensors on the top. At the bottom you will see a LED notification light which is placed between the speaker, and yes, the speaker is at the bottom and not on the top. You don't have touch capacitive buttons over here because you have 3 on-screen navigation keys. Now talking about the display, this display is a 5.2-inch display. It is a full HD display. And for the most part, it looks quite good and has some good viewing angles. But I'm not happy with the fact that it looks slightly yellowish when compared with other devices. Now moving on to the back side, we have a 12.3MP camera with dual LED flash and laser autofocus. But we'll talk about the camera later in this video. You also have a fingerprint scanner which is also called as Nexus Imprint. Now this fingerprint scanner is crazy fast, as you can see from the video. It is very fast and you'll love the fingerprint scanner to unlock your device, as the power button is missing that satisfying click. Now talking about battery, this device comes with 2700 mAh capacity battery. On paper it is not quite impressive, and also in real day-to-day usage it is not that impressive. It is quite mediocre and you will get around 3 to 4 hours of screen on time, and you'll have to charge this device if you are a heavy user by the end of the day. Now taking a look at the software side of things, this device comes with Android 6.0 Marshmallow, which is the latest version of Android, and you get some cool features like Doze and Now on Tap. Although Now on Tap is still in its initial stage, but in future it will develop more. Now talking about performance and day-to-day usage with the Nexus 5X, I used this device for around 10 to 12 days, and in my day-to-day usage I never experienced any slowdowns, stutterness, lagginess or anything like that with the Nexus 5X, as it was smooth for the most part. And as you all know that I'm a fan of stock Android, I really enjoyed using the Nexus 5X in my day-to-day usage. Now also I was quite happy to play games like Asphalt 8, Modern Combat 5, GTA San Andreas on the Nexus 5X without any issues or any major lags. So I was quite happy with the gaming performance. Now like I said earlier, I am not quite happy with the multitasking experience on the Nexus 5X. If you try to keep a lot of applications running in the background and you open some games and you switch between applications, and when you get back to the game, you'll see that the game will restart again. So that is really sad, and that is what I don't like about the Nexus 5X, because you pay around $400 and around for $400 you can get devices like OnePlus 2 and Moto X Style, which are very good in terms of multitasking. And that is not the case with the Nexus 5X. So that is really sad about the Nexus 5X. Now talking about the camera is a huge improvement on the Nexus 5X compared to the Nexus 5. The camera was not all that impressive on the Nexus 5, and hence they have improved the camera. And with the larger sensor on the Nexus 5X, you can take some amazing pictures with the rear facing camera. The pictures that were taken outdoors were really good, sharp and detailed, and they also had a lot of bokeh with them. Now the pictures that were taken indoors were not all that impressive, and you will notice a lot of noise in them, but that can be fixed by using HDR+, and that will fix the problem. Now talking about the video quality, you can shoot 4K videos with the Nexus 5X. The video looks quite amazing, although stabilization is not that great, but autofocus is really good and the videos look quite crisp, as you can make out from the video sample here. So that was all about the rear facing camera on the Nexus 5X. Now taking a look at the front facing camera, this device comes with a 5 megapixel front facing camera. Now if we talk about the front facing camera, the quality of the front facing camera is very decent, and I was not very happy with the front facing camera as the image quality was decent enough for the 5 megapixel front facing camera. And it goes same with the front facing camera. If you want to shoot pictures in low light, do use HDR plus to get some decent shots. Otherwise your selfies will look slightly grainy and you won't be happy with your selfies. Now let's divide my final verdict in two parts. What I like and what I don't like about the Nexus 5X. Now what do I like about the Nexus 5X is that it comes with the latest version of Android, and it will be updated for at least 1 or 2 years with the latest version of Android whenever released. So if suppose they come with newer version of Android in the next year, you will be the first one to receive the future update. So that is what I like about the Nexus devices. And also it comes with stock Android, which is really good and fluid in most of the parts. Now the second thing that I like about the Nexus 5X is the camera performance. The 13 megapixel camera performs really well in outdoor and good lighting condition. Now that is not the case in indoors and low light conditions, but you can turn on HDR plus to get some good shots. Now the third thing what I like about the Nexus 5X would be the fingerprint scanner. It is blazing fast, you can see. And I really like this fingerprint scanner as it adds on to the security, and it is really nice. So this is the third thing that I like about the Nexus 5X. Now what I don't like about the Nexus 5X will be the battery performance. It is quite mediocre, and if you are a heavy user, you will have to charge your device by the end of the day. So that is really sad. Now the second thing that I don't like about the Nexus 5X will be the speaker. Now don't get me wrong, the output via the speaker is loud enough, but in terms of quality I've seen much better speakers on the Moto X style, which is also similarly priced. So that is the reason I don't like much the speaker on the Nexus 5X. Third thing that I don't like about the Nexus 5X, that it is a Nexus device which costs you around $400, and they still give you 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of internal storage with no expansion via SD card, which is really sad. And even the multitasking performance was not that impressive when compared to the Moto X style and OnePlus 2, which are also similarly priced around $400. So that is the third thing that I don't like about the Nexus 5X. So guys, this was my verdict on the Nexus 5X. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below because it helps us a lot. So make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos on other devices and full reviews on other devices. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, which is in red color down below. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, Snapchat. All the links will be in the description down below. So follow us on all the social media networks if you want to stay updated regarding the tech around the world. And this is Saurabh Nahar here from AllAboutTechnologies. Thank you guys for watching.